the stars still bright. Dallas rolls in, ready to fight. Hungry heart, we've come to win. The road to glory starts again. Pick off the Panthers, bring them down. Silver and blue taking over their town. From the first snap till the final score. Cowboys hungry, always want more. Pick off the Panthers, hear us roar. We don't fall, we don't back away. Every yard matters, every play. Cloud will break through lines, my line. Chasing victory, the star still shines. Pick off the Panthers, bring them down. Silver and blue taking over their town. From the first snap till the final score. Cowboys hungry, always want more. Pick off the Panthers, hear us roar. On the road, but never alone. The fight for the star is all we've known. Pick off the Panthers, we came to play. Dallas forever before that our day.
Hey there! Welcome to Music Meets Sports, where sports legends meet custom soundtracks. Founded by music producer Ronald Tyke Oliver, Music Meets Sports was created to bridge generations, educate fans, and celebrate the greatness of both current and former athletes. We craft original songs about heroes in basketball, football, baseball, boxing, and beyond, highlighting their struggles and victories. Across all musical genres, we reintroduce fans to their favorite athletes in a way they've never heard before. From Babe Ruth to Reggie White, from rising WNBA stars to timeless NFL great stream, or download our music now on Apple Music, Amazon, and Spotify. Visit musicmeetsports.org to explore the catalog, hear new releases, and join the movement that's preserving sports history, one song at a time.
May I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to cancel my mail.
There's nothing wrong with it. Just own it. Just own it.
Oh, no. I don't think you get me. I want out. Permanently.
What are we doing? Where are you going at 6 o'clock in the morning that you gotta ride my, you know what?
I'll handle this, Violet. Why don't you take your 3-hour break?
Mailmen do it better. Rain or shine, I bring that pressure. Mailmen do it better. Roots in the street, them routes on your header. From the toast to the podcast, no off-day vibes. Game time, Brian, man, I always deliver live. Mailmen do it better. Work boots on with their Cowboys pride.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
With all that being said, Patrick, I'll open the floor to you. Cowboys fall 30-27. Your thoughts from being there on site at Bank of America Stadium?
You know, Bamer, we might as well just title this episode "Wasted." Wasted. You had a career record-setting
like GTA. Yeah,
exactly that. So when you play GTA, for those that don't know Grand Theft Auto, when you meet your demise, what pops up on the screen is "Wasted." Okay? That's exactly the vibes right now. Exactly the vibes. You wasted a career record-setting performance from George Pickens. He now has 6 touchdowns through the first 6 games. First NFL player in a Cowboys uniform to do that since the merger, who was not named Dez Bryant. You wasted Hunter Lipke's first career touchdown. You wasted contributions from Jake Ferguson and Ryan Flanoy. You wasted a 3-touchdown, 0-interception effort from Dak Prescott. You wasted an opportunity to go for a go-ahead touchdown with 2 passes behind the line of scrimmage. We will get to that later. You wasted an opportunity on 4th and 4 to get the ball back for a mulligan on your offensive side and a possible game-winning drive. You wasted a chance to gain ground on the Eagles in the division after they lost to the New York Giants. You made everyone want to go home and pull a full Gucci man and get wasted.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Let me just do that. Here we go. Wasted opportunities. I'm not here to be negative today. We turned the page, but this is still Monday. The full slate of games are not over. I was in a long text conversation earlier this morning. So my man must get up early. Philly 500 was texting me. We were going back and forth. He is not happy with his Philadelphia Eagles. What's up, D'Angelo? How are you, brother? I'll get to the chat shortly. Thank you all for coming in on short notice and doing a lunchtime chat from the man cave, my mama's basement, or my living room, whatever mix. But yeah, Philly 500 had a lot to say. Again, we all put on, well, I don't as much. Maybe that's why, but these guys put on a persona. But he is definitely comparing what's going on with the Eagles to 2023. Although there is time to recover. And he is also in agreement with me that this is coming down to the final month of the season, whoever gets hot. But the key is winning games now, albeit ugly. And that's where we analyze the game at nauseum. We know what the issues are. Trayvon Diggs is going nuclear about the defensive coordinator. I'm going to disagree with everybody who says he's not a good defensive coach. He is. I'm going to show you the numbers. Every year, he's a very good defensive coordinator. But when you come into this situation, he's not adapting to what we have now, and it's not aligning with the timetable of our dynamic offense, albeit slowed yesterday. They could not stop our pass, maybe one or two drives. So that's it. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as a man. Since we got Joe in here, Joe, I believe this is the deal, brother. Hopefully you can talk.
Sure.
This is the deal. When it comes to using backups, we're not making excuses, but this is why you're a backup. I think and Jimbo, we'll get to that. You saw a Brock Hoffman and a TJ Bass. Okay, you saw the interior getting collapsed, not to the point where they were getting to Dak, because Dak was untouched, sacked 0 times, but opening them up running lanes and getting to the linebackers. That's how you know you can run the ball, is when guys can get on the move. Cooper Beebe, whoever is in there. The idea is to make your block at the line of scrimmage and then get upfield and get to the linebackers. If the linebackers are able to flow through the gaps, that's an issue, okay? And that's similarly what's going on defense, Joe, is that, if we're not holding the line of scrimmage, right, we have bad linebackers, people. Maris Leofau is about the best we got. I was wrong about Kenneth Murray being able to at least be serviceable. He's not. He's hot and cold, but man,
I see why he's been on so many different teams now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the main issue is that we didn't run the ball yesterday. And we could go back to Shoddy and, okay, well, in his mind, he's been successful running the football against better running defenses, like against Green Bay, who was the top rushing defense. And yet we were able to run the ball, albeit at home. Carolina's a tough place to play. They're undefeated. These aren't excuses. You should have won the game. I'm not having a revisionist history, but like the video states, Joe, this is a wasted opportunity if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. You need to somehow win these ugly games. Because I knew the narrative, Joe, if we would have won by 3, right, it would have been, oh, my God, we gave up 200 yards to Rico. You're leaking oil. I don't care. Right now, it doesn't matter.
Would have won.
Just win the game. Anyway, your thoughts, man. I think we need to get Cooper Beebe back. We need to get Tyler Booker back. I'm not so much worried about CD. Obviously, CD helps. Obviously. Yeah. But, I mean, you got to get your interior offensive line back. And then I think we will, get back to where we were. You can only have backups. They always say, TJ Bass, especially Brock Hoffman, after a couple games, he starts to regress a little bit. And he just did not open up any holes, him and TJ. That's why they're backups. You need guys like that to hold the fort down. But they didn't get the job done. It was frustrating, to say the least. But Philly 500 is worried. He is locked in for not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday with Pizzle, setting up that Eagles-Giants Part 2. So next Wednesday's NFC East clash will be awesome. This one, we are going to do one this week. We're going to go after Momo and the Commandos since Dallas is going for. Maybe I'll bring Mark on if he wants to come on. I don't know, but a day later, what's your thoughts, man? Any hope in your? Do you have any hope, man?
Oh, a little. This. I get a little bit, and then that defense just creeps into my mind, and I'm like, God, I just don't think you could be that terrible against the pass and the run and expect to win.
Right.
It's just, and how many? I was talking with my uncle about it. He's a big Cowboys fan, and we were talking about it, and it's like, how many times could it be the coaches? How many times does it have to be the coordinator? You have to look at your personnel, I think, too. I think it's a little bit of both, but
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying about Eberflus being an above average.
Just look it up.
Coach.
I mean, I could.
Yeah.
I mean, I could. It don't mean much now, but he's a good defensive coordinator. But, he wants to play zone, and we don't have everybody in. Like Diggs is not a zone corner, so
right. And I think he likes to play nickel. And we don't have a slot. I mean, Reddy Stewart. I mean, that's not. Yeah. Like they don't have a slot corner. Jordan Lewis is gone.
Yeah, but I talked to Philly 500 this morning. He's very concerned. He's happy that they're winning, but he is very, very concerned. Now,
he knows that he knows football. And I'd be
Smith retires.
Too.
He don't want no part of that again right now. Again, it's wide open. Okay, it's wide open. Eagles have a tough game in Minnesota. After the bye, you would expect them to come out, right? You would, but Minnesota's a tough place to play. Dallas is coming home where they play really good.
Especially off a loss. They play good off losses.
Yes. I mean, I do expect them to beat Washington, but it's going to be a good game. And
I think so too.
And the Giants, we all know how hard their schedule is. Philly's just like, oh my God, I don't want to get swept by the Giants. So could you imagine? That would be crazy. But
that would be.
This is going to be this way all year. Again, who cares what people?
Well, and I try to tell, I understand, Logan. You're you're confident in your team, but you're not sweeping the NFC. You're not sweeping the NFC East. We play each other I remember that one year when Romo went out. I think in 2015 after that Dez catch. I mean, we played our NFC East opponents tough when we were shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Blow them out, but we'll play them tough. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like you just never know with those.
A lot of games to be played. A lot of games to be played.
I'm scared for the Giants next time with Scatterboo, to be honest with you. He's going to run through our defense.
Listen, again, it'll be interesting because we're hearing a lot of rumors out there that there's going to be a lot of movement, like trades. So it'll be curious to see what teams step up. Let me get to the chat real quick. Logan Motorsports, Clemente Espinoza, Jeff Lee, Vinny Hagen, YouTube, Jay Capalot. We got Joe in the house. What's going on? Who else? Daniel M. What's up, brother? The sun, well, there's not really sun out today. I would say the sunrise. It did, but I just don't see it. Arturo, I know you're not doing too hot, brother. I hope all is well under the circumstances. Jimbo, what's going on? Dirty Sanchez, the real dirty, is in the house. Comic Econ, the defense game time. I don't think I can handle when it hits the field. Again, we've seen it play good at times. So just remember that, Comic Econ. We got help coming on the interior. There's some guys that are coming back from injury. But I really do wish they would just pull the plug on Mozzie Smith. I'm sorry. I just make a statement. That dude Rolo, D'Angelo Cranston. Mike Goldana, what's up, brother? Drew is in the house. Alina, how are you? Tony Boo, how are you? When was the last time we had a first-round safety game time? Donovan Wilson. Again, we talked about it last night, a Comic Econ. I love Donovan Wilson in the box. Donovan Wilson has played well in the box and as a hybrid linebacker. Kind of like, who am I thinking of? Buda Baker, but in the box. Who am I thinking of back in the day? Played for Arizona. like kind of like a box safety who can move around a little bit, but what you don't want is him having to decide whether to his angles when he plays the deep safety are not good. That's where my problem is. Teams are taking advantage of Dallas's personnel, and I've seen Donovan. I've said it before, so it's not like I'm making an excuse. We've said it before. If we see it, and I'm a mailman from South Jersey, if I see it, well, I mean, what are they doing? You cannot have Donovan Wilson because you had two ball hawk corners who were playing a scheme that is not really them. Now, it'll work, but you better get home, and you better have really disciplined safeties to play it correctly.
Right.
But as you saw
I can't argue with that, Drew. This defense, especially in the back end,
yeah, but we've
every
seen
time
it
I try to
play
get
better
home.
at times. Like they played good against Philly. It's not like they can't do it. They've already shown you they can do it. As far as play half decent, I mean, their run defense is the issue. And not getting to the quarter. They're starting to get to the quarterback now, so that's a plus. We had sacks. They didn't. Sledhead, what's going on? Bruce Banner, what's up? How are you? Mouse is in the house. Let's get to the rest of everybody. Boom, 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 boom. But yeah, it seems like this next couple weeks is going to be big for the NFC East. You got the Eagles spiraling down, right? You got Dallas is up and down. It's kind of hard to read. Like the one thing is Dallas's offense is on point. Is scoring points now. They didn't run the ball this time for the first time all year, so they got to get back on track. But you got the Commanders. They've played better at times and not so good at times. Commanders have back-to-back losses. We don't have back-to-back losses, so that's the difference. Right? Dallas hasn't lost back-to-back, have they? They went out and lost to the Eagles. Then what happened? What did we do week 2? We beat the Giants in the ugly game. Then we lost to Chicago, and then we tied, right? And then we won against the Jets, and now we lost. So, again, we haven't lost back-to-back games all year. You figure the Eagles have lost 2 in a row, I believe, right? Eagles lost 2 in a row. Yeah, they lost 2 in a row. And the Giants, I don't know if the Giants lost 2 in a row. Yes, they have. And then obviously Washington. So Dallas is going to be on the seesaw, it looks like. When their schedule gets a little bit tough, but that schedule is starting to look not as bad, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. You got Detroit last night. We all expected Detroit to go in, did we not? And play better.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And they got exposed a little bit. I didn't realize the level of their defense and how banged up they are in their secondary. I did not realize that. They couldn't stop anything. Shout out to the Chiefs. They rolled last night. That's why I said, even Philly 500 was saying it's a week-to-week league. These saying you can't do this. You just got to somehow try and find a way to win games. So it doesn't have to be pretty. Just win games, right? And stay in the mix and try and get hot down the end. Dustin Roberts, what's going on, buddy? Stacy Flowers is in the house. Yeah, I don't know what it is, D'Angelo. I'm not gonna say that I know what it is because I don't. Football fanatic, how are you? Daniel, Rangers 2023, game time, 1 sack and 1 takeaway on defense is not going to get it done. Yeah, I know. I mean, I agree. But I think it's more they have to do more man coverage. I know he doesn't like doing it, but especially on the road. It seems like Nathaniel, we need a couple playmakers on defense. John Vegas, Dallas wasn't supposed to do shit this year. I don't know that they weren't supposed to do anything. Meaning Super Bowl, yeah, we knew that. But even that, unfortunately, with the depth of this division, I'm just surprised at how it's shaping up. It could still be good, but But again, Drew, I think you're falling into these like I was talking to Philly earlier, you can't look at one game and say, see, I told you, they're not good. That's not how it goes, man. Because if that's the case, you're not good. You may have 4 wins, but the last a couple times you've taken the field, it has not been good. So I'm not going to put a blanket statement on the Eagles and say they are not good. Yeah, they're not playing good now. But, you know, I just don't think that's smart to say that. But YouTube J Capelot, what's up, brother? Vinny Hagan, it's any team's chance. Yeah, I would say you're right. Flip Shelton, man, what's up? You just got to not go on any extended losing streak. So that's why I say Dallas hasn't lost 2 in a row. They're the only team in the division not to win 2 in a row, lose 2 in a row. No, they haven't won 2 in a row because of the tie. But you get the point. Again, you get the point. Eagles have looked.
I don't think anybody said Dallas's defense was good. Me and Brian, I think, acknowledged that's their biggest problem.
It was going to be a work in progress.
We're 32nd in the NFL, I think.
I mean, Eagles are not a good football team right now, but you are what your record says you are. But again, it ain't going to take. You know, if you go and lose to Minnesota, that's a 3-game losing streak. You can't say much. You can't project anything. Washington, I'm curious to see, because if Washington comes to Dallas and beats Dallas down, then Washington is probably going, you know, as we sit here now, is probably going to, you know, that's kind of how it is. If Eagles go into Minnesota and dominate, then okay, they're back. But if they don't, that's not good. 3 losses in a row, not good. What's up, Thomas Garrett? How are you? You're muted.
So, Thomas,
you going to the gym or you have a day off?
What's up?
You going?
No, I'm not going to the gym till tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
No, I did some housework this morning.
How's the weather?
It's not hot and it's not cold. It's in the 70s. But other than that, weather's good.
Not much. Just chilling. It's kind of rainy day here. We got the nor'easter rolling through. It's kind of windy and rainy.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of nasty here, but you know, it's kind of like the mood of the Cowboy fans. That's why I played that video. You didn't see it coming out of the gate. It was basically wasted. It's just a wasted opportunity. Again, against a team who's undefeated at home, they play better at home. You know, they needed to win the game somehow. But I don't know how much better than they are than Carolina anyway. That's the thing. I don't know how much better they are than Carolina. I know offensively they are, but we couldn't stop their run. So what does that really mean? I'm trying to find out some news here for Cowboys.
You know, I was so pissed off about the game yesterday. After the game, I talked to Mark yesterday before his junk blew up on him, and after that, I went to bed early last night. I didn't wake up until after midnight last night. I missed the game. I missed last night's game and everything. They had about 3 fights in that game last night.
Well, here's a quote. Here's a quote from Brian Schottenheimer. The locker room is hurting. I'm hurting. It's going to jump off the film at us. The things we didn't do well, we'll get them fixed. I don't worry about this team starting to point fingers in any way, shape, or form. Now, I don't know about that. Diggs is already pointing fingers towards the coach because they have but they're going to see that they got out physical. Now, I would just say it's an ebb and flow a type of situation. Washington plays tonight, which we will be live and have a channel member Zoom. We're going to do the doubleheader because I am off again tomorrow, so we're going to go live. But Dallas normally bounces back, especially at home. I expect another shootout. We just have to find a way to be on the right end of the shootout next week against Washington. We're back on track, and then we got to, we're back on track. That's all you can look at right now.
Brian, I ain't gonna, if we win Sunday against Washington, I'm not gonna be happy. I'm not.
No, I'm not gonna be happy, but it's a divisional win. You can't lose to them at home. but just because of Momo in his mouth, I can't. I can't lose to
You
him.
know, I'm not gonna be happy because a few weeks ago I told Mark and I told everybody else. I said if we don't come out of Carolina game 3-2-1, that's gonna be a problem. And we didn't come out of Carolina game 3-2-1.
Yeah, I hear you.
You're right.
Game
But
3-1.
I'm not putting blanket statements on it because this a division is. It's not. It's there for anybody to get hot. It really doesn't take much. So, you're 2-3-1 right now. Okay, you're 1 win away from 500, and then you got to win some games that maybe you weren't supposed to win. Their offense is capable, so it's whether they can get their.
Fortunately,
I'm seeing Murray is a big problem. I'm seeing a lot of the people I trust on the internet looking at the Kenneth Murray is a serious problem.
Well, I think we were saying in yesterday's stream, maybe in Mark's, but it's not that he's not there, but he just doesn't really have the effort.
Well, we talked about it, Rob.
There.
We talked about it where they're on their back foot. Like Zach Vaughn,
they're waiting for them.
Like Zach
to
Vaughn
come to them.
is an attacking linebacker. Overshown, even though he's injured, he's because that's what Philly 500 brought up to me this morning. He's like, "What, you got Overshown coming back, and he's a beast." I said, "Yeah." I'm leery to rely on him because of his injuries, but he's slated to come back earlier than expected. So they're talking.
They're saying early November.
Yeah, early November.
Yeah.
I don't really care if he's ready. They're not going to let the dude play unless he passes and he clears everything. That'll be good. He's a downhill player. He makes mistakes, though. People, he will shoot the wrong gap at times. But if you have enough of those guys on the field, Kenneth Murray. He just sits back too much. I've never seen linebackers. Right. He's so afraid to get juked out that he's given up 5, 6, 7 yards, it seems like.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't rush towards the tackle. He's flat-footed, and he waits for them to come to him, which in return just extends the sticks.
Yeah.
And that's just that can't happen.
Brian, fortunately, everything in the division is tight. That's what's saving us right now.
Yeah, but again, like I was saying, we haven't lost 2 games in a row, but we haven't won 2 games in a row. So you're looking at a 7-8 win season tops, unless you change something up. Your schedule, actually, I don't think the schedule is as bad as people think. There is that stretch around the holidays, that 3-game stretch in 11 days. It's a nightmare. But you play 2 of them at home, so that's the only thing. Plus, I'm not looking that far ahead because we just saw Rob, the linebacker for the 49ers. What's his name again?
Warner.
Oh, man, that was nice.
He's out for the season. We thought we was coming back. He's out for the season. So, again,
Dislocated ankle. Yep.
It doesn't take much. Game time is tight. Bruce Banner. I have not been reshaped. John U. Vegas. The real question is when the Cowboys start tanking, we're not able to win the Super Bowl with this. Yeah, Johnny. So I think we need to worry about winning next week and then the week after. Don't worry about Super Bowl or playoffs. That's a bonus at this point. Let's just worry about beating the Washington Commanders. Just like I'm sure the Eagles are not looking past Minnesota. You got to go out, try and find a way to go on the road and beat them. That's the bottom line. You got to beat the Vikings, or all the BS. It gets worse. That's just a fact. I'm not worried about playoffs or Super Bowl right. I don't think any team should be right now. You just got to find a way to win a game. That's just a different year. Until one of these teams gets hot. Daniel must be fine with no problem. Must be fine with no problem. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Everybody's got problems, don't we? Everybody's got problems. Linda Conyers, 5-8-1 over the last 14 games. Who's the league MVP? Who are we talking? Game time and Joe being overshown back this year. Game time and Joe don't bring. If he's healthy, he's got to play. If you pass all the tests, you're not going to be extra safe with him. Let's see here. John McMullen, what's his latest? In a very short time, Zadarius Smith had already become one of my favorites to talk to in the Eagles locker room. I'm told his reasons for retirement are personal. Seemed to enjoy his time in Philadelphia. Zadarius Smith, Rob A, is retired. Your thoughts?
That hurts, man. That hurts. He was I think he was a fan favorite. He had a lot of energy on the sideline. He was, you know, I loved the vibe that he brought to the team. You know, he hustled for being 33 years old. I mean, he, you know, gave it great effort on the field. So this one hurts because we were already down. You know, Nolan Smith, and you know, with Zadarius Smith retiring, man. I mean, Howie has no choice but to go out there and make a move. I mean, he has to make a move. We can't rely on Uche and Ojulari and Jalix Hunt to. I mean, they don't. I mean, none of them have any sacks this year, and that's concerning. I mean, we got to get a pass rush, and Patrick Johnson's the only other one that has a sack on as far as defensive ends go. So I mean, Howie has no choice but to go out and make a move.
John McMullen, the Eagles have signed cornerback Tariq Castro Fields to the practice squad and released Eli Ricks. So Eli Ricks is gone. Just some more moves. Let's see. Eagles' current edge rushing situation is Jalix Hunt, Josh Uche, Azeez Ojulari, and Patrick Johnson, with Nolan Smith on IR, and Antoine Powell-Ryland on the practice squad. Okay, well, I mean, I mean, you know, I agree with you. I would say this: it seems like a lot of teams, from what we're gathering, every time you turn on ESPN and Fox, a lot of teams are saying, a lot of reporters are saying it's going to be a very active trade deadline. So maybe that's something that we need to start looking into as we get over the next few weeks. I'm not prepared to do it right now, but yeah, we got to start looking at names for teams and what makes sense. That also may mean it may cost more. So that's the problem. It may cost more.
It's going to cost more, and the reason is because I mean, Lynch is an aggressive GM as well, and with their injuries, San Francisco's out looking for an edge rusher as well. So it's going to just hike the price up for anyone out there looking for an edge rusher now that Bosa's out and Warner's out. So I mean, they're hurting, we're hurting. You know, San Francisco feels that they have a shot to make a run, especially with their soft schedule and with their injuries. I could see Lynch going out there and getting aggressive in free agency.
Yeah, exactly. And
not free agency, but trade deadline.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah, I know what you meant. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting what's going on here. I just hope that we're not about to see Washington just go on a tear. I'm curious to see Washington's schedule.
That's my concern. Honestly, that's my concern as well.
Exactly.
Like, you might have called that right as far as saying Washington went in the division because we're not playing up to par. Ours isn't
I had
like
you winning 10 games, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
Let's not act. I mean, there's certain people who just think your guys are in the playoffs. I had us probably out of the playoffs, but you know. Just looking at Washington now, they play the Bears tonight. We got to root for the Bears, people. I know it sucks for Dallas because we lost to the Bears, but you got to worry about your division.
My heart's with the Bears, but my wallet's with Washington. I mean, sorry to say.
I know. Washington's schedule.
I think they want revenge for that Hail Mary, and they're going to play good, I think.
Yeah, but they are the ones. Who you mean, the Bears?
Yeah, the Bears.
Yeah. Well, let's look at Washington. They beat the Giants. They lost to the Packers. They beat the Raiders. They lost to the Falcons. They beat the Chargers. I would say that's their first good win all year. Sorry, but I do. Because they beat the Raiders at home and they beat the Giants at home. They lost on the road to the Packers. They lost at the Falcons. But that at Chargers in 2017, that was clutch. So they're 3-2 right now. They play the Bears. And then they have a little tough stretch at Dallas, at the Chiefs, home against Seattle, who plays good. Home against the Lions. Wow, they got a nice stretch of home games. Home against the Dolphins. How is that fair? They got 4 straight home games. And home against the Broncos, unless they're overseas maybe. But, yeah, home against Seattle, Lions, Dolphins, Broncos. Then they're at the Vikings, at the Giants, home against the Eagles, home against the Dallas, at the
Who is
Eagles.
this, Brian?
That's Washington Commanders.
Yeah, because I know they got an overseas game in Spain
Okay, so that's probably one of those home games that it's an away.
the week after.
Yeah.
The week after.
So if I look at the Giants schedule real fast, the Giants, since Giants now have 2 wins. Who would have thought? Let's see here. Giants loss at home, loss at Washington, loss at Dallas, loss against the Chiefs. They beat the Chargers, lost to the Saints, beat the Eagles. So they're 2-4. At the Broncos, at the Eagles. This is where I think they lose 2 in a row. Home against the Niners, at the Bears. Home against the Packers, at the Lions, at the Patriots. Home against the Commanders, home against the Vikings, at the Raiders, home against Dallas. So, they're doing better than I thought through this period, but I think they're going to lose the next 2, possibly the next 3, 4. So, sorry, Jesse, I know you're not on here. And the Eagles. Let's look at the Eagles next few weeks that we got going up here. Eagles, they beat Dallas. At the Chiefs, they got the win. Home against the Rams. All right, brother, I'll talk to you, Joe. At the Bucks, that was a good win. Lost at home against the Broncos. Lost at the Giants. And now they got at the Vikings, home against the Giants, at the Packers, home against the Lions. So that's not act like you guys have an easy schedule. That next 4 games.
Oh, no. Our schedule's tough.
Well, because I hear like Drew go, oh my God, you guys have such a hard schedule. Well, you guys don't have like cakewalks. I mean, that's my only thing. Jesus. At Dallas, home against the Bears. At the Chargers, home against the Raiders. At the Commandos, at the Bills, home against the Washington.
Right.
Yeah.
What I like about our schedule is where our bye comes in. Because, we got 2, I wouldn't say easier games. No game's easy in the NFL, but we got winnable games, and then we could rest up before we start our stretch. And I think that's going to be crucial to that offensive line.
Yeah.
In order for us to create an identity, run our pass, which I think should be the run, that line has to get healthy. And I like where our bye sits.
Yeah. And I like where our bye sits. At this point, we're getting guys back this week, so we're starting to get them. I think, I don't know if you saw the beginning of this, but I was telling Joe, I said, you can get away with backup offensive linemen, but usually after a couple of weeks, it starts to show why they're not the starters, just because the interior yesterday did not push at all. They didn't give up sacks, but they were fighting, and they could not gain anything. So I think T.J. Bass and Brock Hoffman are finally, you're seeing why they're not starters, in my opinion.
Did you see that Titans just fired their head coach?
I did not. Already?
Yeah. Yep. Callahan's gone.
Wow.
What happened?
The Titans fired their head coach. Maybe we can get Jeffrey Simmons.
Right.
Come on,
it's
baby.
going to be a fire sale now. If they're, they must be giving up on the season if they're firing their coach already.
Let me go over Dallas' schedule and we'll circle back. Lost to the Eagles, beat the Giants, lost to the Bears, tied against the Packers, beat the Jets. Now you lose on the road. So their home games, 40-37, 40-40. You didn't lose, but they're giving up a lot of points. So that's why I think the over this week is going to be nuts. There's going to be a lot of points scored against Washington. You got to find a way to win. And then at the Broncos. So I would say best case scenario, you go 1-1 there. So, you would be 3-4-1, right? You would be 3-4-1. Beat the Cardinals on Monday Night Football. Hopefully, that would bring you to 4-4-1 going into your bye week.
Damn, they played some good ball yesterday. The Colts were double digit. Yeah, the Colts were double digit favors yesterday, and Cardinals barely lost that game.
Yeah, they were
with
winning
the backup.
Big. Yeah. And then Dallas has to go to the Raiders, home against the Eagles, home against the Chiefs. That's that Sunday, and then Thanksgiving Thursday. home against the Chiefs. Then the following Thursday, they don't get that 10 days. The NFL said, nah, you got to play on the road in Detroit the following Thursday. So that's the stretch where it's tough. We do play the Vikings, albeit at home, which is good. And we play the Chargers at home, at the Commanders, at the Giants. So, again, it's there, but you got to start winning some games. Let's look at what you were just talking about. Let's see if I can refresh. Trey Hendrickson, day-to-day. Mike Gesicki, let's see. Where the heck? How come they don't have it on? Oh. Where did you see that, Rob?
ESPN. Well, I got alerts, and it just popped up on my phone.
It's probably on my phone. Let's see. Eagles pass rush. Depp takes hit as Smith retires. Yeah, I don't see it.
I'll tell you, Shefty reported it on ESPN.
So they haven't really come out, but they just reported it. Let me Google it. Titans coach fired. Titans coach fired. Tennessee Titans fire head coach. Oh no, that's a while. Titans coach Brian Callahan calls out Cam Ward with hot seat burning. That was 4 hours ago. So I don't see it yet, but maybe it's coming. Where did the Titans like? Are you able to offer any insight on the Titans, Rob?
I just sent you the link that I got.
Okay.
So I just texted to you. It doesn't say much. All it really says is that they fired him.
Okay, let me look at it. Who did they? Yeah, you live in Tennessee, right? Oh, you saw it?
I just saw it. Yep, it's on the Bleacher Report.
Okay, well there you go. Micah has it. Then it must be true. No, I'm joking.
Just talking my notification just a second ago.
So they're 1-5-1 right now. The Titans. They lost yesterday to the Raiders, 20-10. Let's see here. Tony Pollard, nothing. Cam Ward, 26 for 38 for 222, 1 TD. He was sacked 6 times. 6 times against the Raiders. I'm trying to see here. Cam Ward fumbled twice. Jeffrey Simmons, 6 tackles, 4 solo, 1 sack, 2 what's TFL? A tackle for loss. Yeah. And 2 quarterback. Yeah, and 2 quarterback hits. So again, I did hear somebody say he's not for sale. I don't know why, honestly. If you look at Jeffrey Simmons, he's 6'4", 305. How old is him? How old is he? Bio. Let's see.
28.
He's 28 years old. Yeah, he's 28 years old.
He's been dominant for years. That's so crazy that he's only 28. I didn't even know he was that young.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like 28. Yeah, he was drafted in 2019, 19th overall.
Yeah, I saw him. When they had the draft here in my hometown, I saw him before he went on stage. After when they, how they call your name, and you go up on. You meet the commissioner and everything. Yeah, I saw him and him.
Nice.
Murray. And it was a lot of them that I saw that went in the first round. Because Dallas didn't have a first round draft choice that year because, we got Amari Cooper in that trade.
I think it's
I saw Jeffrey Simmons. He's a big dude too.
Yeah.
My thing is this, like the Eagles, I think need edge rushing. Not that we're unbelievable, but they have studs in the middle. I don't think that would be kind of a wasted resource to go after a guy in the middle. You have Ty Robinson who could slide in. You have guys in waiting in the wings, whereas I think you could use. So for the Eagles, let's say, Rob, like what are some of the names they should be looking at? I hate to put you in this tight
No,
spot.
you're good. I mean,
Yeah.
well, actually, I'm
like
going to
edge
shift
rushing,
gears.
right? That's what we're kind of looking at.
Edge rushing and corner, because Ringo was just getting smoked, just like how Dory Jackson was getting smoked. So I mean, to me, why not go and make a phone call for Ladarius Need from Tennessee?
Yes,
I mean, he was part of the Super Bowl run there in KC. He took the big contract as a free. I think he took the contract or he got traded. But you know, Ladarius Need's in Tennessee right now as
He
well.
had 10 tackles yesterday, 6 solo. Again, he had a good, for even in a loss, he had a good game yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see his bio. Ladarius Sneed is 28 as well. So, and he was an older rookie. So he was a year later. He was drafted in 2020. So he's got plenty of tread left on the tire. So, yeah, I could, again, if I'm Titans, now's the time. Like your 28-year-old guys who may, now you're talking 30, 31 when you're ready to really, quote unquote, you contend. These guys are not available. Hendrickson and Tyreek Woolen for the Eagles. Again, Linda, thank you so much. That's why I was asking Rob. I know as a Cowboy fan, I know we get a lot of, we need D end. I would pass on that. We got a lot of young bodies there. They may not be unbelievable, but I think like what you'll see is if you get another big boy in the middle, because my fear is this, the guys, Thomas and, Rob, my fear is Kenny Clark can only do so much. I mean, I like what Ose is doing. I like his backup, Solomon Thomas, but you need another guy. And if, God forbid, something happens to Kenny Clark, you are screwed. You have no chance at all. You may think we have a slim chance now. If Kenny Clark goes down for any period of time, you're done. You really can't hold up. So that's an obvious one for me. What do I think they will do that? I don't know. Somebody said it's Jerry's birthday. Is it Jerry Jones' birthday today?
Yeah.
Well, how old is he?
They said today was his birthday.
So he must be 83.
83.
So again, he looks like he's like he looks like
Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, the Crypt Keeper, or he actually looks like the Emperor Palpatine. That's what he looks like with the
Like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
So let me see, Jerry Jones.
No, he looks like Ralph Wiggums from The Simpsons.
yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
He's got that little peanut head like from Wiggums.
83
right.
today. Jerry Jones, 83. Wow. Let's see. 4 hours ago, somebody getting fired. Jerry Jones makes a rare move. Let's see here. Hold up. What is this? The Sun. I don't know how reputable this is. Somebody getting fired. Jerry Jones makes rare move after Dallas Cowboys. I don't know why you call it a shock loss to Carolina. It's not shocking. It's, it wasn't shocking. The 83-year-old billionaire watched in horror as the Cowboys blew a halftime lead to go down 30-27. Did they have a lead at halftime? It didn't seem like it. Maybe they did. Maybe they had a 3-point lead.
Dallas?
Maybe. Yeah,
they did. They did because I took the first half spread. Yeah, and they won the first half.
I think it was something like 17-13.
Yeah.
17-13.
Oh, so Jerry didn't talk to the media.
No, he was silent after
yesterday. You can't do that. You can't flex. I like what we're doing, and you can't do that.
Settle down just a little bit.
Oh, sorry, Jerry.
Yeah, now he's hiding after a loss.
Yeah, that's what
sounds like other people I know.
Yeah,
He's hiding with Hamid.
Him and Hamid are in the same cave.
ATV.
Jerry Jones got some nerve refusing to talk after the
Jerry was somewhere hiding and drinking a fifth of Johnny Walker Blue.
With some glory holes.
Yep.
Again, the talk is cheap. I would say this. The way Dallas is, even without a running game yesterday, I mean, that was pretty impressive. They were really doing what they want. Dak is on his game. But that just goes to show you, if one side of the ball is great, and if your other side, that's why I said you got to end up mid-pack. Now, they were making the strides against the run until the last two games. I think coming into this game, they were 23rd against the run. That's going to drop. That's going to drop.
That average is going to shoot up.
Yeah, so, What's up, Jesse? How you doing, man?
Trying to survive. I had to walk about 5 blocks because of the Navy Marine Parade.
Oh, but Navy Marine Parade?
Yep, today's 25th anniversary, 250th anniversary.
Okay.
So it all have to set.
Today was a holiday.
Blocked.
Well, today's Columbus Day.
Yeah, that too. But it was a
That's
hot mess.
why
That's
I'm
why I
off
made it late.
today.
Nice.
Yeah, the government and my day off. It's my scheduled day off is tomorrow, so I'm like, why not?
It's a good day off, Brian. It's like miserable out there.
Stephen Jones, when asked, this is 44 minutes ago. CeeDee Lamb, Kevontae Turpin, and Tyler Booker all have a chance to play against Washington, so that's good. Stephen Jones asked about when they think it's still. Wait, Stephen Jones, when asked about when they stop thinking it's still early in the season, Stephen says, "I haven't thought about that. When you come to work every day, you think about the task at hand. We don't think about the season as a whole. We think about the next." Again, that's what you're supposed to do. Fans, we could look at the schedule and do all that, but they're not looking down the road. We don't think about the season as a whole. We think about the next game. Here we go. 48 minutes ago, Stephen Jones, defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus has been established coach in the league and have a lot of confidence that he'll get the job done. Again, you're running a scheme that some players don't want to run, so I don't know how you think it's going to work. Stephen Jones on Dallas Cowboys defensive struggles. The fact that we're not playing well is alarming. Our goal here is to play championship level football. We got to continue to work every day, chop wood, and I'm convinced we'll get better. Getting better? Okay. Stephen Jones, when asked about making a defensive coordinator change. Guys, we worried about going to work this week and getting better each week. I think we're going to evolve into a good defense. We just have to continue to go to work. At what point is there urgency, man? Maybe they don't think they're that close and they just don't want to tell everybody. That's the only thing I could think of. Maybe they don't think they are that close, so they're not. But I just think, when you look around the landscape of the NFL, you're wasting an opportunity. I don't know. Thomas, do you have any idea what they're doing?
My thing is, I've always been told that, you let, if you're a coach out there, you don't take a player's strength away from him. And Trayvon Diggs, everybody know that he's one of the best cornerbacks in the league when he's playing man on man. When you take him away from that and have him playing 7 to 10 yards off the receiver, that's a problem. Same go with Bland. Both of them, that's their strengths, playing man to man. And Trayvon tried to tell Eberflus this, and Eberflus got smart with him and said, "You gonna play like I have you." And that's the reason why Trayvon has been saying some of the things, that he's been saying.
Yeah.
Everybody's frustrated, man. And Eberflus don't give a fuck.
Linda Conyers with the super chat for a new ruler for Jerry's birthday. Yeah, he likes them rollers, Linda. He just uses the old tape measure. So I think he's got plenty, I would think. But yeah,
and you figure that this, it would have been a good time for Trayvon to say, "All right, since you want to talk crazy to me, I'm gonna go to the head coach and tell him what all you told me and tell him what's going on.
Yeah, Stacey Flowers. There's a glimpse of when Jerry's gone. Stephen, same old, same old. I would say this: Jerry's too emotional for me. I think Jerry is too emotional. I think again, Stephen won't be doing this. Like Stephen will do his radio show. He'll do his in studio stuff that he does on the internet and local TV. He won't be in the spotlight as much as Jerry. And I think Stephen will trust Will McClay more. I think Jerry gets too emotional, and he's the one that created this whole thing. They bring him ideas, and he picks and chooses what he wants to go with. That's kind of how I look. He does allow his staff to make most of the decisions, but when they're on a winning streak or a losing streak, I think what Jerry does, Rob, is he allows the contract of these players to dictate what they do. I think, like, well, we paid Dak X amount of money, so he's got to win because we're not in a position to go out. As opposed to saying, F what you think. We're in position. Let's go add somebody. And then, I don't know, what's your thought?
No, I agree. I think part of the problem with Jerry is that he gets too emotionally attached to these players, and that's why you have Mozzie sitting on the bench instead of cut already. Where I think Steven, once Jerry passes and he takes over, I think it'll be more business ran as opposed to that emotion. That emotion will be out of it, and I think it'll be more of a business as opposed to a family per se. He holds on to Jerry holds on to players way too long.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Mozzie just taking up a roster spot and just sitting on his ass, or even when he's out there, he's not making an impact. So let that pride go. Say that you were wrong. It was a bad pick, and move on.
Leopard can't change its spots, there, Rob.
Yeah.
What's that?
A leopard doesn't change its spots.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's going to do what he's going to do. I just think he's living in I don't know. I just think Jerry's living in an alter. I just think he's in an alter universe. I don't know what I don't know. Again, I think the main thing is he falls in love with certain guys.
Yeah.
I think that's the main problem. Jerry been hating ever since Jimmy. He's trying to win, but he's getting to the end. Does everybody look at him? Like, we joke around, but it's not real funny. Me and Wade said, if Dallas were to somehow ever win a Super Bowl while he's alive, he won't live long enough to see the parade. He will party so hard following that game that he'll be dead. His casket will be on the parade. It'll be it'll be a wake/parade. That's just how I see it. So I don't know, man. It's frustrating, but again, I don't think we're one player away, so it's not a big deal right this second. But I would like to see something done. It's just if I'm Dak Prescott, it's time to start opening your mouth a little bit. He's playing well. He sees he's scoring 40 and he loses. Or no, he ties. Sorry, just look at their scores. I think they scored back-to-back 40 points, 40-37, 40-40 tie. That's rough and very. That's a lot of pressure that you got at home. You got to score 40 points to win. That can't be easy to do. I'm going to refresh, see if we have anything new. I'm hearing that the trades are going to actually start early this year, meaning like they're not going to wait until the actual day, free agent frenzy, that November 4th. It's like a lot of these bigger trades are going to be done. So who are we on the phone with, Rob? You're going to go right after Tennessee. That's who you're looking at right now if you're the Eagles, just to pick up the phone.
I would say Tennessee, Cleveland, possibly for Ward, Cincinnati, possibly for Hendrickson. I know he was hurt, but I don't think it's anything major. Unless you want to do a blockbuster move and possibly offer, this isn't a fantasy world, but reach out to the Raiders. I know Crosby just extended, but we could offer maybe a 1 and a 2 for Crosby and throw in Tanner McKee.
I think they would do that just because. I like that. I mean, I like that part. If you're gonna,
I mean, because Gino's struggling, and Tanner McKee has a very bright future. I mean, when he's played,
See,
I mean, he's balled out.
That may be what can. I don't think Crosby's going anywhere, but if there is a team who could get him, maybe picks and a young quarterback who.
Right. Exactly.
We don't know what they're thinking regarding McKee, but if they are on the same page and like him, then that actually does make sense. I'm looking at some of the scores from yesterday, and I'm trying to just look at teams that are, not good. Oh, you got Bills, Falcons. Okay, I think either one. I don't think you're going to see much there. Bears, Commanders. You're not going to see much there. Eagles, Giants. Again, Giants are winning now. It's 2. I know Jesse, I predict you lose the next 2, but they're young. I don't know their contract situation. I don't know that you move off of anybody. Maybe a Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe him. Broncos, Jets. Maybe you start hitting the Jets, a little bit. Now, they were not into the Micah deal, but for the Cowboys, maybe you reach out to the Jets now that they're 0-6, right? Maybe you reach out for the Jets. If they're not going to let a Jeffrey Simmons go, maybe you could get what do you call it? The defensive lineman Quinnen Williams. Now, he had 3 tackles. That's it yesterday. Quinnen Williams is 27 out of Alabama, drafted in 2019. So he came out early, the same year as Jeffrey Simmons. He was the number 3 overall.
2 studs right there.
Hey,
I mean,
don't forget.
You can't go wrong either one.
Yeah. So if you get,
don't forget Miami.
See, this is probably more like for Dallas. Quinnen Williams is probably more. Let me share this. Is maybe more attainable, just because of the relationship with White Cotton.
One of them is what?
What's that?
One of them defensive line is going to be at the deadline.
Well, okay.
One of them.
I think this is more likely because Dallas's first choice to trade Micah was to the Jets, Rob. They went to the Jets and they said, make us an offer. And they didn't want to give up 2 1s and Quinnen Williams. That's basically what it came down to. So my question to you is, because they didn't have the resources to pay it, necessarily. They didn't want to pay. Basically, they didn't want to pay $47 million a year. I don't know who would. I think that's a mistake. Sorry. I don't think he's going to win a Super Bowl with Green Bay. I think that's a big mistake to pay one player $47 million. Everybody's saying Jalen Carter's going to break the bank. Different position. I don't think he's going to get anywhere near 47, Rob.
Shoot, I heard he had a quiet game yesterday.
No,
he's been hurt.
Yeah, he's
hurt. I mean, no
he's
excuses,
out.
but I mean,
no,
he's out
how
there.
much
perform,
is the
but
highest
no,
defensive he's going to be maybe 40.
Yeah, 35, 40. I
Yeah.
mean, that's because that's a going rate for a tackle as opposed to an end.
So,
or even a linebacker.
And I think you want to resign. Jordan Davis has done enough, especially alongside Jalen. He's been fantastic. He's literally won you 2 games at the end of the game. That's why, and like Drew, again, I'm not going to say ifs and buts, but it took some unbelievable things to not lose a couple games. Blocked field goals don't happen in this league, and to do it back-to-back. So you figure you're going to need your resources to re-sign both of those. So I would say look for Hendrickson. I think that's a possibility for the Eagles. I think if you're asking me one move that makes a lot of sense is a Hendrickson to the Birds. I don't think it makes sense for Dallas. I think it does. But I think Dallas and Quinnen Williams. Now, my question is, what is it going to take, Rob, to get Quinnen Williams away? They weren't willing to do it with Dallas because they didn't want to pay Micah. That was the deal. They're probably willing to move off on him. Is it a 1?
2 1s.
You think it's going to be 2 1s?
I think it's going to be 2 1s.
I give him a 2.
They're not going to take him for a 2. If you call them up and offer anything less than at least 1-1,
yeah, it'll be 1-1 and then something. I
maybe
just don't
a 3,
know. It's
maybe
2-1.
a 1 and a 3 or a 1 and a 2. I don't think it has to be 2 1s. I clearly wouldn't offer my best
I would
offer
not
right
give
away.
up both ones. So,
But I would offer him. I mean, I think the thing too is that are you going to offer him 2 1s that are like one this upcoming draft and then one in the following draft, or one this
I
upcoming
would
draft.
offer a 1 and a 2.
You don't have a 3.
No, I would offer a 1 and a 2, 1 this year and a 2 next year, something like that.
Yeah,
something
that's
like
what I
that.
would do too. I agree.
That any more than that, as much as you want the player, you can't afford to do that. And I don't know that any team could. Yeah, he's 27.
Yeah.
So he's younger than Kenny Clark. I mean, I think that would be a fantastic rotation. And we already know that they were interested in him. And White Cotton.
You have a 4-3 or a 3-4?
Man, I don't know.
3-4.
He's in a 3-4.
Yeah, the Jets on a 3-4.
No, I'm talking about Dallas.
With White Cotton, we run a 4-3.
Then you could actually have Clark and Williams on the field together.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So you don't have to rotate them. That would help you stop the run, having those two.
And then you have Osa on passing downs along with Solomon Thomas. I mean, again, you have options, and just Solomon has played edge a little bit, so you have some flexibility with that. So I would be looking to move guys like Sam Williams and Jalen Tolbert. This is what I get more upset with the pro personnel side of the Dallas Cowboys. We all see what they need to do. We see that they have a logjam at wide receiver. Flournoy's already went past Tolbert. Mingo's not even back yet. He's ready to go. We could move Tolbert. You can't get much. Well, you can get something for him. Yeah, you can. You could get a 5th or a 6th. Guaranteed you can, especially to some of these teams who need receivers. You don't have to get anything high. Sam Williams in the final year of a deal. He could help a team. He's actually playing pretty darn well, but again, we got a logjam there. We got some younger guys. You need to identify whether we're going to re-sign Sam Williams or we're not. If we are, then why are we waiting? Then just re-sign him. You got the money. If not, then trade him now. This is my issue.
You know what? If we're going to get Williams, if we're going to get Quentin Williams from the Jets, you can use a high draft choice and put Sam Williams in that trade.
Again, I don't know what the value has, but I would just want something and more importantly, free up a spot for somebody else. Just play your younger guys more. I don't know. That's my thing. But just looking, the Jets are a team. I'd have to look at the Jets roster more. But the Jets make a lot of sense for us.
Miami?
I'm looking for Eagles as well, since we don't have any Commanders. We're not really worried about them. But the Cardinals, Colts, maybe the Cardinals are 2-4. I don't know that they're going to have I would say Miami is 1-5. So, okay. Miami, who does Miami have? Well, we talked about Bradley Chubb. Maybe Bradley Chubb to the Birds. We could look at that.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah. I mean, just like,
I don't know if he'll want to play for Fangio.
Oh, well, I don't know that dynamic.
Shoot, I'll take him. We need a receiver step.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's why I don't mention Miami too much because, especially.
But I don't know what his relationship was with him. I mean, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's just look and see what he did yesterday.
Hey, did you guys hear what Tua said about his team and his coaches?
They almost won.
Yeah.
What happened?
Under the bus. Tua threw his whole team under the bus.
Yes, he did. He was just talking about, attending all these meetings and stuff. He said that.
Oh, man. You got to hear it.
Players was coming in to meetings late
or not coming at all.
Someone coming at all.
Bradley Chubb. He's, let me see, bio. Bradley Chubb. He was drafted in 2018. He's 29. He's got 4 sacks this year. He's tied for 15th at his position. He's got, okay, I mean, yeah.
Look at some meat on tires.
Let's see what he had in the game.
Yeah, Jay sounds like, dude, what are you doing?
What's that?
No, I was telling Jess, I said, dude, what are you doing? There's already friction going on with Tyreek. Now you?
Yeah. He didn't do much yesterday at all. He hit the quarterback twice. 1 tackle, 1 solo. So again, Not real sure outside of him, to be honest with you. So just looking, I'm just trying to find teams that are. I mean, listen. Oh, yeah, here we go. Titans fire coach Callahan after a 1-5 start. Now that's Bill Callahan's son, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a shame.
It used to be with us.
Oh, really?
Coached the line.
Well, no,
Yep.
that's Bill Callahan. This is his son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Callahan, yeah.
Yeah.
He coached the Raiders.
Saints. Now, the Saints have come out and they went to the running back, and he does not want to be traded. Alvin Kamara wants to retire a Saint. Not that you want a running back, but I'm just saying we could take him off the board. But if you start looking, to the Saints, that makes a lot of sense. They're 1-5. Who would, just looking at it, who would you want? Just looking at the defense.
I would like that linebacker, Davis.
You're not going to get Brian.
Linebacker, cornerback.
Demario Davis.
But I mean, he's older, but he's serviceable.
Cam Jordan. Yes.
Yeah, but I think he wants to retire as a
Yeah.
Saint. I mean, he's been there.
Yeah.
His whole career.
Chase Young stinks. Again, they don't have much on defense except for the Dallas will be Demario Davis. Again, Demario's 36. I think you could get him, but you've had your chance to get this player for so long. He has no sacks this year, but he's a linebacker. Forced fumble 1. I don't know. He's an old dude. He'll be actually 37 in January. So again,
yeah, I think he's almost done.
But I mean, I would give him a 6th-round pick for the guy if you were. Again, that to me, that's a bottom of level. But Wade really wants him, so it's not much on the Saints. And if you're talking about Cam Jordan, Cam Jordan, 6'4", 287. He's 36. I didn't realize he was that old.
I didn't.
So he's not going anywhere, everybody.
No.
So not much there. When you start looking around the league for both teams, I'll keep going here. Browns and Steelers. Okay, Browns are 1-5. So what are we looking at? Does Browns... I really wish, that 2nd-round pick, as much as I think Ezra Rocket can be a player, Dallas was all over Carson Schlesinger. He was just drafted ahead of us. We really wanted Carson Schlesinger. I know, at least I did, and I know that from what I hear, they really were high on him. I would think the Schlesinger would look good.
He's a hell of a linebacker, too.
He would look good
He's
right
a
now.
hell of a linebacker, Brian.
So let's go into the Browns and see exactly who they could possibly... let me ask you this, Rob. Is there any chance you could get Myles Garrett out of there?
No.
Not for us, for you.
Yeah, no. Even though I just think that it's going to be expensive to get him and to ante up Carter.
Yeah.
We still got to make a decision if we're going to resign Davis as well. I don't think Garrett. But I'd love to get Denzel Ward, but that's probably the only one I realistically see that we could get from Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. They got Malik Collins there. We could bring back Myles Garrett, and I agree with you. I think he stays there. Let's look at Denzel Ward. He played with the Niners, right? Is that the same guy, Denzel Ward? Or no, I'm thinking of Charvarius Ward.
Yeah.
5'11", 190. He is 28 years old. Okay, 4th overall pick, round 1 in 2018, Denzel Ward. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know why they would keep him. What would it take to get a Denzel Ward, you think? A 4th?
I was thinking 3rd, but
3rd?
Yeah, somewhere
somewhere
3rd,
like
4th.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe for you, a 3rd, because it'll be maybe towards the bottom.
Right.
All right, Cowboys, Panthers, Seahawks, Jags, Ravens. Let's look at the Ravens. I mean, they may
forgot about them.
Well, they may be in sell mode. You never know. You never know. We're hearing rumors that they're moving on. They might move on from the coach. I think that's ridiculous, but
that would be silly to do that.
Like we do hear rumors. Let's look at the box score here. let's see here. Derrick Henry, we're hearing, he's starting to show his wares. Well, that's what they're starting to say. They don't really have much, honestly. Their good players are hurt. Marlon Humphrey, you got Marlon Humphrey.
He's hurt.
Yep.
No, he played yesterday.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, we had our chance to get C.J. Okoye. He was free. He was cut, and we didn't pick him up. Not much. Just not much. Brent Urban. Remember we had Brent Urban a few years ago? He's an old guy, but he got hurt for us. They're not going to give you much. So don't go looking to the Ravens. You just got to look at teams who are willing to play ball.
I know it wouldn't happen.
CJ go there?
Yeah, he did. GJ did go to Baltimore.
He's on the practice squad. You should have picked him up.
Yeah,
I don't know why they signed him if they have Malachi Starks and Hamilton.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they just don't. I mean, that doesn't make sense. But I tell you what, they could keep CJ. And if I was Howie, I would call and inquire about trading AJ Brown for Kyle Hamilton.
Ooh, that is. That would be good.
They could use a good receiver, and I think Kyle Hamilton's the top 3 safety in the league.
Yeah, I like Kyle Hamilton.
You know what, Rob?
That's good, huh?
That would be one hell of a trade.
Wouldn't it?
That would be one hell of a trade.
He's just not a pretty face. He knows what he's talking about.
I try. But I think that'd be a good trade.
That
That's
would be
win-win.
one hell of a trade.
Well, hey.
Hey.
I got a funny one for you. Hey, Thomas Garrett, we need a linebacker. We can maybe we can trade for Devin White, huh, Rob?
Wow.
Devin White's on the Raiders. He actually had 9 tackles, 5 solo, and 1 sack, and 1 quarterback hit, 1 pass deflection.
Tampa Bay, ain't it?
No, he's with the Raiders now.
Devin White was drafted by Tampa Bay. Then we got him last year, and then he retired. And then he retired.
I want no part of him, but he's actually playing half decent.
Yeah, he is. He's playing pretty good. I tell you what, though, if you guys were going to call Baltimore, you should inquire about Roquan.
Yeah.
Roquan as a linebacker for you guys would be a good move.
Yeah, I wonder if they would think, Dallas has this thing where they like a certain size, they may think he's too short. Meanwhile, you'll play Marquise Bell at linebacker for a playoff game. Let me read you this stat line. 3 tackles, 3 solo tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackle for losses, 3 quarterback hits. Max Crosby. Do it. Get him. Max Crosby was a beast yesterday.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Period.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I would love to have Mad Max in a green uniform. Just kind of would look good.
Yeah.
The green machine.
They're not going to do it, but especially with their head coach. I don't know if you guys saw. He threw the ex-Oregon coach, ex-Eagle head coach under the bus, Chip Kelly.
Yep.
He threw Chip a check under the bus in his play calling. So I think, Chip Kelly is not going to last long there.
Back to college.
Personalities could flash. Those are 2 strong head coaches per se. That personalities could flash big time.
Yeah.
But you know what? I wouldn't put it past. If I was Howie to call the Raiders to get Mad Max, I would offer up AJ Brown and the first for Crosby. They need a receiver.
Chip Kelly.
Yeah, he's their offensive coordinator.
Just looking at some other teams, the Titans we talked about. The Bengals normally don't trade much, but I could see a Hendrickson. Niners, Buccaneers, no. Lions, Chiefs, no. And then you got Vikings and the Texans, who I think are starting to come on. So we've discussed a lot of the names on the. There could be other names that would require you, like actually giving up something.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, again, they don't normally typically trade like midseason. Their front office doesn't think on the fly, kind of like Dallas.
Well, they are stingy.
Dallas doesn't trade.
Their ownership is horrible in Cincinnati.
Yeah, they're stingy.
The last big trade Dallas did.
Oh.
in season was what? Amari Cooper? And how long ago was that? So I mean, we've made some lower trades, right? Didn't we? I mean, who did we trade for in season? I'm talking. I don't think Gilmore. That wasn't in season, right? Or was it? Maybe.
No, that was off season.
I was off season. So again, that's the thing. Okay, you see it glaring. If just looking at it, I think they're going to try and make a move for Quinnen Williams. I just think the Jets are going to try and make a move for Dallas is going to try and make a move for Quinnen Williams. Maybe a linebacker, Roquan Smith, like Rob said. I don't know. I would love it, but I don't see Dallas doing that for whatever reason. Maybe bring in a lesser like a linebacker. I know what I would be doing. The easiest thing I would be doing, I would be going out again. I would be investigating the Christian Wilkins situation. Why and what the status of the player is, his mental state, what happens. I know there's a lot of weird shit, but I don't know.
They're keeping it hush hush though.
I mean, that's a guy you wouldn't have to give up anything. I know he was coming back from the injury, but Christian Wilkins is 29 years old. One week ago, USA Today, Mike McDaniel says doors are always open for reunion with defensive tackle who left for $110 million. Let's not forget, this dude is a stud when he's playing. Head coach Mike McDaniel isn't opposed to a reunion with defensive tackle Christian Wilkins. So he already played there once, and they don't mind having him back. Remember, he got the huge deal with the Raiders. Raiders, what's going on, everybody? The Raiders are trying to get out of paying him the balance of his signing bonus. They're trying to use conduct and whatever happened. We don't really know everything. There's a lot of weird stuff that's coming out, but where I'm also hearing that they're using that the Raiders are overblowing the situation of whatever he did to a teammate so they can get their money back. So I don't know. Maybe he's a weirdo. Maybe he's not. Wilkins, 29, only played 5 games for the Raiders. Only played 5 games for the Raiders before he suffered a foot injury that ended his season when the defensive tackle wasn't ready to participate in training camp earlier this year. Las Vegas released Wilkins and attempted to void much of his guaranteed money on his contract due to how he approached his rehab. Also, alleged Wilkins was investigated by the Human Resources Department after making a teammate uncomfortable with a kiss on the forehead. So there it is. But maybe he was just, maybe he was just maybe he was trying to intimidate this particular player and gave him a kiss, like, I'm going to make you my bitch if you don't, shut up. And the dude was just scared. I don't know.
Did it happen on the field?
No.
It could be like, did you make a
they were
good
in
play?
Underwear,
Like,
Chris.
thank you
That's
for
what
saying
changes it.
Oh, that would have blew boy hell up.
Yeah, he had his hammer out, so that's a little different.
That would be like The Godfather, just a death.
In response to the void, that's what's going on, people. In response to the Raiders' attempt to void the more than $35 million in guarantees, the NFL Players Association filed a grievance against the team on Wilkins' behalf. Regardless of the outcome of the grievance, Wilkins is a free agent. And it's no mystery why the Dolphins are being circled as a logical landing place. I don't believe that because Dolphins are out of it. Why would you go get Christian Wilkins? It makes no sense at this point. Just to save the coach's job, Rob? That's, I think he's the next
thing
one.
I could think of. I mean, yeah, because this season's probably hotter than any seat out there.
I mean, they already drafted Kenny Grant, and he's doing okay, but... Oh wait, yeah. No, including defensive tackles and 25 draft, including Kenneth Grant, the young lineman, haven't made an impact thus far. So we all loved Kenny Grant out of Michigan. He hasn't made the impact for Miami. So just look back at last year's draft. We were all talking, ooh, I love Kenny Grant. For whatever reason, he ain't working out. So that's why they're thinking about Wilkins. But they're 1-5, guys. Through 4 games, the Dolphins have allowed the 4th most rushing yards per carry, 5.1, and the team is in the bottom half in sacks with 8. Wilkins recorded the last 2, and their offense isn't really playing that well, so that's a compounding situation. So, but I would kick the tires on a Christian Wilkins. He will turn 30 in December. So, you bring him in, for the balance of the year. I mean, how could that hurt? I mean, he's a big boy. Let's see how big he really is. Christian Wilkins, 6'4", 310. I'll take it. I mean, again, I think what's going on is they're trying to get that money back and they're blowing that type of situation. Especially when you have a team like Miami saying, come on back. We loved you the first time. It must not be too horrible, but I don't really know. So what's going on, Chris May? What do you got?
Just chilling, practicing a little bit. And
what, your guitar?
Do my daily regimen. I have to do it every day.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
If I don't do it every day, I don't stay in my frame.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It's just something that keeps you regular.
I got you. I drink a protein shake every morning to keep me regular. So it's just interesting.
And Monster.
I used to drink the Monsters.
Good for mental.
Yeah,
I can't drink those anymore.
That's not good for anything, Chris.
I'm already dying, so who cares?
We're all dying.
Don't be surprised.
I've already died twice.
Game time. There's been some rumors going on here in Nashville that the next coach of the Tennessee Titans will be Mike McCarthy.
I heard something like that too.
Really?
That's funny you're saying that. Yeah. Ooh. I don't know where it was online. I read that, but something about Mike McCarthy.
Well, it's been rumored since since the early part of the season.
Really?
There's somebody else is talking about on some Philadelphia channel. I can't remember who. Something about
I'm
Mike
hearing
McCarthy too. So
like the people I trust, I'm hearing McCarthy would be a fit in with the Giants because they like that type of guy mentally.
He make me choke on my soda, man.
Sorry.
No, I don't want him.
I'd pray for Bill Parcells to come back before hiring his ass.
Oh,
Bill Parcells is too old, man. I hear.
I know that. That's why I said that.
Hey, don't be surprised. I know this. I know this sounds kind of crazy and stupid, but don't be surprised if you hear James Franklin's name.
James Franklin.
What are you doing to me, man?
James Franklin. There you go. He can.
No, thank you. I'll take Harbaugh. Harbaugh is one I want.
Harbaugh. John? Oh, geez. No, I wouldn't want you to get him. He's a good coach.
Exactly.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Got to feed the beast.
I don't think Harbaugh's going anywhere.
Well, I was looking at just looking at my schedule. Let me see. November 4th is election day. That's also the trade deadline. Oh no, November 3rd is the trade deadline, right? Oh no, November 4th. No, November 4th is the trade deadline. We play November 3rd in Arizona. So Tuesday, November 4th on election day is the trade deadline. So I'm not off. So I think you're going to see a lot of these trades before then, but who knows?
Brian, they're calling each other right now. They're calling each other on the low.
Dallas needs to be proactive to get another body. I would not. Eagles really should be looking at the corner and edge. Dallas should be looking at linebacker and D tackle. That's what they should be looking at.
Yeah.
We should be here. Yeah. Us will be corner and receiver.
You should be looking at another receiver. Yes.
Because I think we need a strong middle linebacker to help us.
What I would do rather than give up a draft pick, I would make a swap. I would even consider saying, all right, you guys want Sam Williams? We'll take Demario Davis. I know you guys think you can get more for Sam Williams, but he's a free agent after the year. Sure. But I know Dallas will probably say, well, we would just rather him go into free agency and get the comp pick. He might get a 4th. So I could see why not. So I don't know. I would just, they need to be proactive. Stop falling in love with your players. Obviously, you have your young guys you're not moving on from. Nealand. I don't think. Marshawn Nealand and Ezeraku, and you have the Clowney. I don't think
you're going to get anything for Tolbert.
You'll get something. It'll be a lesser pick. But yeah, I don't think you'll get a lot.
Well, 6 or 7. I mean,
yeah.
Nothing impactful.
Yeah, maybe a comp 5 for a team. Maybe that would be the best case scenario. Because right now those picks are less valuable than they will be in 6 months. 6 months now, going right into the draft, those picks are more valuable. That's what Jerry was telling you about why everybody wanted us to trade Micah. My contention is, Jerry, at least you could pick where he's going and have more options and know exactly what your pick is going to be. Now you're hoping and wishing that Green Bay loses, in order for that pick to really be anything. If you're telling me it's going to be 28 and 27 over the next 2 years for Micah Parsons and Kenny Clark, that's not enough. That's just me. I would rather get less but get a higher pick, maybe a 1 and a 2 or a 1 and a 3, but know that 1 is a top 20 and go from there. So nobody likes drama, Rob, and I'm not any different. I hate it, and it's magnified time 10 in the media that we're going to be good. I see an ass whooping in Minnesota. I hope I'm right. Mouse, I don't see an ass whooping, especially in Minnesota. As we sit here today, we got plenty of time to talk about it. I don't need to, but I ask you this right now. I'll ask Rob right now. How are you going to stop Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, and company as it states right now? That would be my question going into that game.
Well, if Quignon's not healthy, we're not.
That's what I'm saying.
Period.
That's what I'm saying.
If he's healthy,
he's got a hamstring, Rob.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
If he's healthy, I think he's still going to have some lingering effects. So, I think he'll be at 80%.
So you're looking at a shootout, then. You got to hope your offense and your running game, and it's keep him on the side.
We don't have anyone else on the team that could even stop Addison at this point. We just simply don't.
That was just to Mouse saying that the Eagles are going to put boot to ass. Listen. You never say never. I'm just saying when you look at the matchups, we're now beyond the point where you can get away with stuff, or they know exactly right now how the Eagles sit. They know how they're going to attack you, and you have to be on your P's and Q's on your offense to at least probably apply some pressure against the Vikings. Is it still going to be Carson Wentz as the starter? I guess that's the one good thing you have going for you. How's he been playing anyway? Do we know? How's Carson Wentz been playing?
I think he threw for 2 touchdowns.
Well, they were off this week, right? Yeah, the Vikings were off this week, but
the previous game.
Let's look at the Browns game. They beat the Browns 21-17. All right, Wentz went 25 for 34 and a touchdown with 236.
So if they're off this week, they got a bye then, right? Or it's just a mini bye?
Yeah, they had a bye yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
So
they're coming off the bye.
Right.
Oh yeah, they got some
Eagles
rest.
have
That's
the
another
10.
thing.
But the only good thing is Eagles have the 10-day break. So
yeah,
it's not like they have a little bit. I'm just saying, Mouse, when you say you think they're gonna right now, how are they gonna stop Minnesota? That's all I'm saying. It's probably gonna be a shootout. You got to hope to outscore them. That's all. I don't know how good's Minnesota's defense.
I agree with Mouse. In order for us to kind of, win the game, I think we're going to have to go back to our identity and run the ball and consume the clock and try to keep Jefferson and Addison on the sideline for as much as we can. Because once we go out there, Quignon is going to, if he plays, I think he'll do okay against JJ, at least the best that he can. But opposite end of Addison, if I was Minnesota, that's who I'd pick on Ringo, just like how the Giants did.
You're
Adoree Jackson.
Well, I think
I agree with you on
special
that, Rob,
teams
100%. I think if you do play time possession, and I've been saying that even with our team, because our defense has, but other than that, I agree with you. Playing time possession can do that and keep you fresh, and that's probably your best bet.
Yeah,
unless if you could find somebody that can, come right in right away and make an impact. But you're right on with that. I agree with you 100%. I like that.
Yeah, actually, Malta mentioned it as well on there, and I think that's going to be the most realistic thing that we can do, is because what I'm banking on right now is our offensive line to get healthy, especially Dickerson. So if they get we got our 10 days of rest by the time we played this game. If we're healthy enough, then let's just control the clock and run the ball.
Yeah, I agree. Here's just some of what you're dealing with as far as the Vikings defense. The Minnesota Vikings defense is 5th in points allowed at 19, 6th in total defense by yards allowed per game at 289. So not bad. Total defense, Vikings are 6th in the NFL, averaging 289 points allowed, 5th. Secondary, 8th in the NFL with players like Harrison Smith and Byron Murphy. Run defense, 9th in the NFL, allowing 130 yards a game compared to last season's 93.4. So it actually slipped a little this year so far, but it's still ranked 9th. Other rankings, they're 17th in fantasy football defense rankings for week 7, yada, yada. So it's not like you're playing a bad Vikings defense either. So if you go into Minnesota and win, that'll be a very impressive win. And I wouldn't say it's a must win because look at I would say this to the Eagle fans. It's not a must win. You want to win to stave off what Mouse was talking about. It's all the negative BS that comes along with playing in Philly. Sorry, that's part of being in a big market. You're talking New York, Philly, Dallas, I don't know, other markets that are that bad, but those are the top 3 that come to mind. But is it a must win? No, in my opinion. You want to win. You do want to win, but it's not a must win. Who cares? It just get it.
I think Jalen's running ability is going to be the difference in this game. I don't know why I have that feeling.
Again, you would think that would be a thing, but the last thing you want to do at this stage, remember Dallas was reeling last year, and then they suffered the catastrophic injury to their quarterback. I wouldn't be running him any more than what the defense allows. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be looking.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
Well, hell, worst case scenario, we'll get Tanner in there and see if he could fling the rock around.
Yeah, I understand that, but
I'm just saying
I'm not
he is
wishing
a
injury
threat.
on.
no, I understand what you're saying, but yeah, I know I agree with you, Chris. He single-handedly beat us, so we had everything
Super Bowl's a
contained
good
up.
look at it too. At the end of there,
I mean, he always finds a way. That's why I really can't wait till we get Overshown back. And, I did hear that name the other day, Roquan Smith. Before we get out of here, let me look him up because I did hear somebody bring up Dallas should look into Roquan Smith. But then somebody said maybe he's too small for what they like. I'm like, what do you, just if that were to be the case, that would be embarrassing.
I just mentioned it that you guys should look into.
But I heard of it actually a few weeks, like a few days ago by somebody, and where the hell did the Ravens play yet? Or are they off this? Oh yeah, they played box score. Let's see.
They played yesterday and lost to the Rams.
Yeah, Roquan Smith. Let's see here. Now you're talking to me. If you can get a guy like Roquan Smith, did he even play yesterday? Let's see.
Yeah.
No, he didn't play yesterday.
No,
he was out.
Yeah, he's out.
I watched that whole game because I had money on it, and he definitely didn't play.
Let's see here. Let's see then. What's wrong with Roquan Smith? Let me Google it real quick. That would be something I would be interested in. He's 28 years old. Again, he just turned 28 in April. So, Roquan Smith, let's see, inactive. Here you go, Yahoo Sports. Roquan Lamar among 7 ruled out for week 6. Inside linebacker, Roquan Smith. Let's see. Do we know what's wrong with Roquan? Let me see. Let's see what's going on with him.
Oh, I see. That was Ladarius Smith that just retired.
Yeah, for the Eagles. Roquan Smith.
Yeah.
He's expected back after the bye, Roquan.
Yeah.
So,
that's what I saw too, that he's expected back.
Let's see. Trying to find his bio stat, Roquan. Yeah, this year. He's been kind of quiet this year. But still decent. He's 28. He's 6'1", 236. That's why I was saying, they have a certain size and speed. I mean, to me, what would it take to get a Roquan Smith? Do you know?
Well, I think they gave up when they traded for him for Chicago. I'm not mistaken, I think they gave up 2 1s to get him.
I don't think he. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's older now, but he's not old.
Yeah.
So
Let me see. Close. Roquan Smith. Let's see what his cap is. Is. Roquan Smith, his base salary is $3 million this year. His cap number is 15.7. Dead. You can't move on from him. So it's 15.7. Roquan next year is 32.7.
because he signed a $100 million contract.
Ouch. Ouchie.
32.7 in 2027. And then he's off the book. So my thing is, they might actually, because of the salary, they may actually be willing to trade him. But I don't know that Dallas would be interested.
They got to eat that money.
This is where I always say I'm not so much worried about the drafting with Dallas. Are they hitting at the pace they once did? No, I'm more worried about the pro personnel. Now, you want to talk about Quinnen Williams? Let's look at Quinnen Williams. He's the highest earner on the Jets this year. Okay, his cap number is $21.5 million. Just know that that'll be lessened if you trade for him because it's prorated. In 2026, Quinnen Williams makes $26.6 million. 2027, $30 million. And then that's it. So go get me Quinnen Williams. I think that's the smart move. You go get me a Quinnen Williams and you had the return of Overshown. I think that's what you're looking at. I really do. You know, I think that's what about the best you could possibly. Now, what would the value be? Let's look at. Let's see here. Let's go with contracts. Where was it here? I remember being able to see value. I got to figure that out. Maybe I'll do it for tonight. I'll go on a little earlier. I got to find out because there's actual like calculators on Over the Cap that actually shows what they're playing at and their current value via trade per Over the Cap. So I'll look at that for later. Again, we are going to go live. I think I have it set for 7:45. I don't know, but I'll probably go on a little earlier so we can discuss more because obviously this needs to happen for the Eagles. The Eagles need to go out and make some moves. Dallas gets a Quinnen Williams. That'll greatly help what's going on. I think that needs to happen. The Jets lost. Go make a move. Don't Mozzie Smith. Maybe they'll take a 1, a 2, and Mozzie. How about that? Maybe they can turn Mozzie around.
Actually, I was way off on that Roquan. So my apologies on that because I said they traded a 1, but it was actually a 2 and a 5th. So
okay, yeah. Again, I heard something, Rob, and I'll let you're on deck, Chris. I heard that he's not a Dallas guy. That he wouldn't. That Brian Broaddus basically said if they're going to pay that kind of money, they want a bigger, linebacker. I don't know. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh no, I was good. Just go ahead.
No, I'm done. I'm about ready to wrap her up here, and then we'll go live tonight. For the doubleheader. So we need to figure this out. So again, if it was easy, the old adage, they ain't just gonna roll over. Any ladies watching this, like they're just not gonna spread their legs for you. You gotta
pretty much.
Sometimes you gotta work on it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's never that easy. So. And, of course, being a Cowboy fan, it's not that easy as well. So let's just hope that they actually are proactive. If not, then it's going to get worse before it's get better this year. So I'll talk to everybody. Thomas, thanks, brother. Jesse, Chris, Rob A. To go back to work. Are you working today?
Yeah, I'm
all right. Well, maybe you can join us later for a little bit. We'll be live later. So hop on if you can, please. If not, thank you. I'll talk to everybody tonight in the chat. We'll get to you as more. Hit
the like, guys.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Hit the like button for me.
Later.
Thank you.
Later.
I'll talk to you later, everybody. See you, Rob. I'll talk to you.
They're not.
See you. Yep. As soon as I find my outro, we'll be out of here. Maybe. There it is.